I'm Natalie and we are in the global change space, and today I'm joined here by Chris. Chris, tell us what we're doing to make sure that everything that we do at Google is sustainable.
Yeah, thanks for asking. So one of the things I really appreciate about Google is we have these bold mission statements, right? Organize the world's information and make it universally accessible to everyone and useful. So we also have a mission statement when it comes to the environment, and that's to enable everyone from governments and businesses to individual users or communities to use our Google technology to make the world a more sustainable place. And when you think about how the cloud is influencing everything that we do, cloud technology plays a huge part in helping all of our customers, all of our users to make the world a more sustainable place.
So speaking of cloud technology, obviously to enable that cloud technology behind that sits very large data centers. Can you tell us what we're doing in the data center space around sustainability?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first part is making sure you build the most efficient data centers in the world. And Google does a lot when it comes to efficiency in their data centers. They're actually, across the fleet, we're about 50% more efficient than typical data centers in using energy to provide this cloud computing power. Google is actually the largest corporate purchaser of renewable energy in the world. So every single watt that we use in our operations is actually offset by renewable energy that we purchase, because we match renewable energy to the energy that we use. And what this means for our cloud customers is if you move your compute or your storage or your applications to Google Cloud, the net carbon impact of your usage is actually zero. Because we are offsetting all of your usage with the renewable energy that we buy.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's one way that a lot of customers who might not have access to purchase this renewable energy themselves, if they move it to Google Cloud, we actually offset their energy for them. We actually refurbish 36% of the servers that we deploy in our data centers. And we use refurbished components in 22% of those servers that we use. So we're trying to ensure that the use of virgin raw materials is as little as possible when we build our data centers. Environment.google is a fantastic resource. It talks about all of our environmental efforts, from our data centers to how we build our offices for our employees. And then there's also a bunch of information about how we actually build data centers that hangs off the Google Cloud pages.
Now I'm joined here with Karen, and we are going to be speaking about how Google is partnering with social organisations together to build really innovative solutions, just like Global Fishing Watch that we have here. Can you tell us a little bit about this program?
Sure, absolutely. So this is an application called Global Fishing Watch, and together with the nonprofits Oceana and SkyTruth, we helped develop this application. What's amazing about this is that it actually takes GPS locations of fishing vessels all over the world, and it uses Google's machine learning engine to detect the patterns of the GPS tracks to understand which ones are fishing and which ones are not. With that information, then governments can better monitor and sustainably manage their fisheries, and they can also detect illegal fishing.
Can you tell us about this solution?
That's right. So this is called Map of Life. Yale University actually was already mapping different species range habitats. What is unique about this is they were able to use Google Cloud and Google Earth Engine running on Google Cloud to better detect where the species habitats were. For example, they get a more accurate picture of topography, a more accurate picture of land cover and land use of different vegetation on the ground with satellite imagery and geographic data. And so what's really interesting about this demo is that you're able to go in and see a specific species, say for example the eastern gorilla, select it, and actually see the very fine-grained habitat that's now Map of Life makes available on the web.
That's quite interesting. And is that being created using some kind of vision capability, or how does this work?
It's actually being created using geospatial analysis, which is offered through the Google Earth Engine platform on Google Cloud. So it basically takes all this geographic data, crunches it on Google Cloud in a parallelized way so that a lot of data can be analyzed in a very short amount of time.
Yeah. So next we have?
This is a project that Google worked with Rainforest Network to build Rainforest Connection. And basically what this is, they used acoustic sensors and machine learning to understand sounds in the rainforest. So they were able to put solar panels as well as acoustic sensors in the forest canopy, and whenever they heard a chainsaw, an alert would happen, and you'd would be able to see an SMS alert go directly to the cell phone nearby so that they could go and immediately stop illegal deforestation from happening. And what's remarkable about this is that the TensorFlow algorithm is working on these devices in the forest, and so you're not having to necessarily crunch a lot of data, send a lot of data up to the cloud. That only happens if the alert is actually deforestation.
And that TensorFlow on device was something that we just actually launched not so long ago.
Fantastic.
So great to see.
Yep.
Great to see it being used for a really great cause. So we've got one more left, and that's Project Air.
Yeah, so Project AirView is an effort that we've been working with two organizations called Environmental Defense Fund and ACLIMA. And we have been deploying air quality devices on Street View cars around California, a little bit in Texas, and starting soon in Europe. And so basically what we've been trying to do is map the world's air quality at a very hyper-local scale so that neighborhoods and cities can actually implement changes to improve the air and to lower air pollution. And so what this demo is showing is that if you have this kind of big data, not only streaming up from many different devices using Google Cloud's IoT Core technology, as well as Google BigQuery to analyze the data very quickly, you're able to see different areas of high air pollution, and you're able to see and answer questions about why that may be.
I think it's really interesting to see, how we're taking a solution like our street view cars that are already kind of doing a job on their own to kind of map the world, but being able to embed this technology on top and extract even more data.
That's right. Yeah, all of these projects are all about leveraging Google technology, and Street View is one of those. We already are out there driving and collecting 360 imagery, and now we're actually able to turn those into an environmental sensing platform.
We're here in the final story on the global change space, and we're joined by Elise, and Elise is going to tell us about some of the non-for-profit success stories.
Yes, absolutely. So welcome to the space.
Thank you.
Here we actually have some nonprofit organizations that have been working with us for some time to actually help craft a new program that we're announcing today, which is called Data Solutions for Change. So what we're looking to do is actually help these nonprofit organizations access our big data solutions and machine learning solutions so as to achieve their missions at scale. With these nonprofit organizations that we have featured here today, they actually helped to pilot the program. So they received some of the benefits, which included a cloud credit grant and hands-on support along with self-training resources. And in working with them, that's how we essentially came to finalize those benefits and offer what we're offering nonprofits today, which again is a need-based cloud credit grant of up to $30,000 for the duration of the 6-month grant period, self-training resources through Quick Labs, and hands-on support through Google Cloud customer support at the development level. Data Solutions for Change is totally new. It's something that we just came out with today and are welcoming nonprofits to apply starting today.
Yes,
and
very exciting.
There's another exciting initiative that we're announcing with the goal of not only supporting nonprofit organizations, but also welcoming the next generation of data scientists, analysts, designers. It's a data storytelling contest called Visualize 2030, which is really exciting because we are partnering with the World Bank, the United Nations Foundation, and the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development Data. And we're asking students at the college and graduate level to essentially tell a data story around at least 2 of the Sustainable Development Goals that were established by the UN. And as a bit of background, the Sustainable Development Goals, they number 17, and they range from anything around preserving biodiversity to ending poverty.
Amazing. It sounds almost like a bit of a hackathon that we're kind of bringing a call out to anyone working in these social organizations who have really great skills in big data analytics to come up with a solution to some of these amazing, impactful stories.
Yeah, and specifically we're looking to tap into students, the brilliant minds of students, because it's crucial to recognize that Visualize 2030, it takes its name from the 2030 agenda. And that next generation is critical in order to drive the kind of change that we need to see in order to achieve that agenda by 2030. And it's also worth noting that we're asking students to use Data Studio. Data Studio, which is our free visualization tool that actually helps anyone who can access the aforementioned tools go from structured data sets, go from BigQuery to visualization in seconds.
Thank you so much, Elise. Really enjoyed having you here and your time.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your time.